Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of JoeScentMe. My name is Joe and I am your host for today. Today I want to talk to you about a perfume brand that is making very cost-effective alternatives to the more expensive niche and popular fragrance brands that are out there. So the company that we're going to talk about today is Perfumes. The reason we're going to talk about them is because a while ago I have been scrolling through Facebook, I've been scrolling through Instagram, and I see these ads pop up all the time for Alt. And I was really curious. Well, a few weeks ago, they reached out to me and they wanted me to check out their perfumes. Well, I own 1,000 or more niche brands in my collection. And I thought to myself, you know what? The best thing I can do is let's see how these stack up against my actual fragrances. So I'm very curious about how they stack up. So while normally I would do an unboxing and first impression video on my Instagram channel, today I'm going to do it right here for you in real time. So I have the original fragrances to every single one of these, except for one of them because it is sort of a hybrid. But I do have the original fragrance to every single one of these. So I want to see, how do these stack up against the originals? So here we go. We're going to start with the most famous one of all. Everyone talks about Aventis, and it's one of the most popular and most beloved fragrance DNAs on the planet. It's also one of the most copied fragrance DNAs. Well, Alt has actually made several versions of it, and this time they are focusing what they call on the platinum version, which I believe is this anniversary edition of Aventis. So I'm going to go ahead and spray first the Aventis, then the alternative version of it, and see how well did they do. Now, the 60 ml version of this sells for $65 on their website versus $400 plus. So that's already quite a savings, but I am curious. Let's see how they stack up scent-wise. I will say that I love the smell of Aventis. It's one of my favorite fragrances, especially when I'm just want to wear something that I know smells good. So first, I'm going to reach for the Aventis. Bright citrus opening, pineapple. Everybody knows that woody pineapple scent. Now we're going to go with the alternative version. Side by side, they're pretty close. Oh, man, it's pretty hard to tell. And usually the best way to know that they're very similar is if you don't smell anything. Meaning after you smell the two cards, if you cannot tell the difference between the two cards, you are in good shape. So, Aventis, an alternative. I will say the alternative leans more on the citrusy side, less on the woody side, less on the birch tar side. I feel the Aventis has a little more depth and richness in the woodiness aspect of it, in the smokiness aspect of it. But again, for $65 versus a $400 plus bottle, we're pretty darn close. So that's not a bad first start. The next one I want to talk to you about is Crystal Parfum Gold Edition. This one right here, Crystal Parfum Gold Edition, is the Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait, and this is their gold edition, so I think it's a more even stronger concentration of that. Now, while I don't have the full-size bottle of Extrait, I do have it here as a sample, so you could see here that I am not making that up at all. So let's go ahead and spray this and see where we are with that. So I've got the original Extrait over there. Now remember, the Extrait version is a bit sweeter and has that almond note going for it. I'm going to spray this one here. It's an unmistakable, really unmistakable DNA. It's one of the more popular DNAs. Again, this is a 60 ml bottle, sells for $69. This is one of their most expensive fragrances. Could be also because of how expensive it is to produce. This is the original. this is the alternative. Okay, now the original is a bit more smoother, sweet, same saffron, very crystalline, very almondy. This one has a little more sweetness boosted up, just a little bit more sweetness boosted up. But man, they are so close. They are so close. And I can't help it, but I'm just giving you my honest comparison side by side. I have the originals. I plan on loving and using my originals. But you know what? There comes a time and a place where, you know what? You don't want to travel with your original. Maybe you want to carry something like this with you when you're traveling, and you're not going to worry about it getting lost or broken or whatever. So what? You can refill these 100 times. All right, the next one is interesting because the next one is a hybrid of the Baccarat Rouge. This one is called Crystal Smash number 33. This is a hybrid of Baccarat Rouge with Lost Cherry. So I'm going to keep the card that I had Baccarat Rouge on. I'm going to add Lost Cherry to it. And now I'm going to do a separate card for the other. The sprayer on this is insane. You get a lot of juice. By the way, these are all extrait. All extrait. $59 for this hybrid. $59. Wow. Okay, let me go back to this one because this is really interesting. You can really smell that. Holy cow. So first, the hybrid that I just made. It's a great hybrid. I like that. It's the Baccarat gives it a sweetness to it that the other one doesn't. Okay, guys, this is really scary how close these are. I mean, really scary. I will say that the Lost Cherry added a bit more tartness to the cherry. There's a lot more cherryness in the Lost Cherry. Whereas I feel like this is obviously Alt is more well blended, whereas I just sprayed Lost Cherry on top of Baccarat Rouge. So the extrait. Very close, and I have to say this is actually a great combination if you're looking for something different. See, you can get something different in hybrids that are just more like fantasy hybrids, or like, I wonder what it would be like if I mix this with that. That's kind of a cool hybrid. All right, we're going to go to number 4. The next one we're going to look at is this one called Thorn Rose. Well, every rose has a thorn. So let's see what we're going to talk about here. Well, let's talk about that because this is their version of Tom Ford's Rose Prick. I'm going to spray the 2 cards and I'm going to go ahead and see what happens here. First things first, let's spray the Rose Prick. This is one of the newer releases from Tom Ford. It's supposedly a patchouli rose. Very nice patchouli rose. It's really nice. I like it a lot. Again, wow, the sprayer on this is just massive. It's just spraying a ton of juice on the Alt. All right, let's go to the Tom Ford version first. Yeah. Very nice. Man. Super nice. Now, this is just, again, a paper test first impression. So keep in mind, I am comparing the 2 side by side just on paper. These are all extrait de parfum, so you can expect to have long performance of all of these. Okay, here we go. Okay, I do notice a slight difference here. And it is ever so slight. I feel like the patchouli in Thorn Rose is a bit more forward in this one. You definitely get more patchouli than you get rose, but the sweet sort of creamy patchouli that you get out of the Rose Prick does come out on Thorn Rose, but it comes out more forward on Thorn Rose. The DNA is still there, but I feel like there's more patchouli in Thorn Rose than Rose Prick, but They are very close. Again, we are very, very close. Nothing here is like, yeah, I don't know. Nothing so far has been like that. That's pretty impressive. All right, another very famous DNA that everybody talks about is the tobacco vanille DNA. So this one is called Nicotina number 32. Here it is. These are just stock bottles, so don't expect too much on that, right? By the way, Thorn Rose was $49. Nicotina is $49, less than 50 bucks. Here's the full-size version of Tobacco Vanille. This is my wife's favorite Tom Ford. Really surprised, actually, because I didn't expect her to be really much into something this dark, but she loves it. So I'm going to do the two and compare the two. This is a tough one to do because tobacco and vanilla, yes, it's an overdone combination, but for some people, this could be a very cloying combination. Let's see if they're pretty spot on. Let's see. So this is the Tom Ford version right here. Okay, putting that down. This is Nicotina. Okay, I am getting a difference. The Tobacco Vanille is much darker and spicier. Nicotina, although very close, is sweeter and not as spicy, but the DNA is still there. It's sweeter and not as spicy as Tobacco Vanille. I feel like Tobacco Vanille is darker and spicier. So it's close, but maybe the things that you don't like about Tobacco Vanille, maybe the things you wish it had, maybe you wished it was sweeter and less spicier, maybe Nicotina will be your ticket for that. Now, keep in mind, the purpose of this really wasn't to do damage to these other companies, okay? Just wanted you to know. I have these other companies. The purpose of this is really to create a fragrance that is a more cost-effective version of something that you love already. Maybe you already own it, but it's at least a cost-effective version of it. So take it for what it is. Next one where we're going to look at for $69, again, one of their most expensive ones, is Absolutely Fabulous. Take a gander at what this one is based on. Now, I don't have a full bottle of Fabulous, but I do have a little decant of it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and compare the two side by side. This is another one of those that I do kind of want a full-size bottle of it. But guess what? Sometimes I can't afford the big bottle. So I have to go get myself a close alternative to that. So I'm going to go ahead and spray it and see. Now, the big thing with the Fabulous, for those of you that know that DNA, it is a leather almond vanilla fragrance. It's really, really nice. So first, the original Fabulous. Yup, leather almond. Beautiful. I mean, this is a spicy. It's definitely one of those that just makes you feel really fabulous. Okay, here's what's really interesting about Absolutely Fabulous. Again, Extrait de Parfum versus EDP. Tom Ford is EDP. This is Extrait. I, in Absolutely Fabulous, I'm getting more leather, and I am getting more of a suede leather vibe in this one. I feel like this is way more leather heavy than the original Fabulous. Again, when you think about this, maybe you wanted that, so get this. Maybe you didn't want that, so get that. See where I'm going with this? You don't have to be absolutely perfect, but you may like the alternative better. So let's look at Cape Crusader. For those of you who don't know what Cape Crusader is, this one is based on Black Phantom. Black Phantom by Kilian. Again, these are expensive perfumes. And I can't always get I can't get them big. So I got to get these little small ones like this. So, of course, Black Phantom. Oh my God, I love the smell of Black Phantom. Black Phantom is one of my favorites. So let's see how well did they do with basically their alternative version of Black Phantom here. Also known as Cape Crusader number 60. So first of all, the thing I'm going to tell you right now, what you're going to notice between the two immediately, this is Black Phantom. Look how dark the juice is. This is clear. This is very clear. So there's a big difference right there. The juice is much darker in the Kilian version. Oh, but it's like this boozy, gourmand, chocolate, just coffee, everything that Black Phantom is just so well known for. Wow. Cape Crusader is, wow. Wow, that is scary. That is scary. That is almost spot on. I would say that's 90% there. I feel like what Black Phantom has more of that the other one doesn't is a more gourmandy, sweet, almost syrupy like depth to it. Whereas the other one, it has it, but it doesn't quite reach there. It has it, but it doesn't quite get there. But it's like 90% there. Man, that is pretty scary. That's pretty scary. And that one was 59 bucks. Okay, let's go to the last one. This is going to be one that everybody has been talking about lately because it's just such an amazing DNA. Everybody loves this one. And this one's called Suit and Tie, number 40. $49, okay? $49 for Tuxedo. $49 for their version of Tuxedo. Tuxedo is not cheap. And Tuxedo is not going anywhere. But let's go ahead and spray the two and compare them side by side. Again, a beloved DNA. Very sexy. I have enough Tuxedo to last me for a while. But maybe I don't want to carry that big bottle with me. You know, they also have 30 ml sprays. They also have travel sprays at Alt. I'm going to include a link down below so that you guys can have a look and see. Maybe you found your perfume that you have. Maybe you found a perfume that you like. And you're like, man, I'm not sure yet. Maybe you already have the perfume. Maybe you already have the real bottles like I do. And you just want to do your own comparison and see, are these spot on? It's worth it for the price just to test it out and see. The original YSL. Unmistakable patchouli. Beautiful. Man, it's so good. So gentlemanly. So just, of course this is unisex, but there's something about Tuxedo that makes you feel like a dapper, dressed up person. Okay, Suit and Tie. This one is a fail for me. This one is a fail for me. I'm going to have to just be honest with this one. All of these are honest, but this one is just straight up not there. Yeah, there's something weird happening in this one. I'm not sure if they just didn't, it has more of a, this one just didn't do it for me. There's something, I don't know if it's a synthetic burnt rubber thing going on. I'm just trying to decide on what I'm smelling here. I'm not getting Tuxedo. I think they need to rework that one. I don't think that one's the best one, but I would say the others have been pretty darn good.